Hi everyone, it's great to see you. I am back again to give you some more updates on how things are going in the garden. And I have 4 of these really nice square shade planters that I had planted up with you earlier in the season. Let me show you how they're doing now. So this has one of the coleus that I put in here, and I have some of the little hosta that are doing really well. Look at this purple basil just going wild over the side. Very happy. So in this planter I have some of the white broalia still blooming beautifully even though this is heavy shade. I have one of our beautiful heuchera, our teaspoon size mini hosta. It is called teaspoon. It is also teaspoon sized. And then back here I have that new hydrangea lovable. And I'm really glad I put it in this planter because I'm keeping an eye just to make sure it's doing well. Seems to be holding its own very nicely. In this shade planter I have yet another one of our heuchera, a tiny little rainbow falls hosta that's been dug up by a squirrel like 6 times, and I have to keep replanting it, but it's still alive, so I'm going to win this battle. Here we have one of the beautiful tuberous begonia in that ombre, and another really bright, colorful coleus. Now this little piece here is one that I rooted in. I broke it off of the other piece and just stuck it in, and it's doing great. When I originally planted this shade planter, I had 3 hostas in here and a begonia. I have moved those hostas out to the other planters because this stained glass hosta is very happy and was just taking over, so I'm giving it plenty of space here. It is actually sending up a budstalk now, and I know some people don't like the hosta budstalks. They don't think that the flowers are very pretty, and in a way I agree with you. They're not grown for their flowers, but the hummingbirds love them. So I highly recommend that if you can put up with the flowers, leave them there and keep your hummingbirds really coming back to your garden. Back here by the shed, I am just so impressed by the coleus that I grew from seed, which is just so exciting. It is huge. It is now starting to flower and go to seed itself. So if that happens to you, what you can do is you can just pinch those flowers off and keep their leaf production going a little more strongly into the fall. If you want them to set seed, of course you just leave these on, and that is absolutely fine. Now take a look at the window box. Take a look at this window box. I feel so much more successful this year with the window boxes by the shed. Last year, I think I planted them up like 3 or 4 times. I did not find what worked well. The lemon cypress trees look amazing. The broalia is constantly in bloom, and the double impatiens have come in. They don't seem to mind all the shade that's here. They don't seem to mind the amount of moisture that they get. I have my baby bird's nest still in here too. Everybody seems happy with this window box, so this is definitely a combination that for this area is working for me. So along here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 big clumps of the coleus that I planted from seeds. And a lot of these are blooming right now. I've been letting most of those go for the pollinators, but look at how huge they are. Now there's one thing I want to point out to you. This area gets a lot of sun. I was putting these in as fillers, and some coleus do better in sunlight than others. So let's take a look at some of these, and you can tell which ones are doing better. So this coleus seems to be really happy. Look at the depth of the color, just real vibrant. If your coleus is getting enough shade and enough light, you're going to see a real rich color. This coleus looks quite a bit more washed out. So this one isn't as happy getting this much sun here. It also has the real hot air from the air conditioner blowing in on it. You know, for now I'm just filling in this year, but I'm taking notes of all these things, of what's happiest in each place, so that I'll know better next year for what to plant. You might also be noticing that some of your heuchera are sending up their bed stalks now too. Now these are very nondescript little flowers, but also loved by your hummingbirds and your pollinators. So, you know, some people snip them off, but I just tend to leave them there, and it will be worth it for the butterflies that you see, the hummingbirds, the pollinators are happy. So leave them there if you can. I'm glad I could share with you how all of these projects are coming in the garden. It is that time of year where we can sit back a little bit and enjoy all the fruits of our labor and celebrate those things that are just working well. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.